Hey everyone, welcome back to Shell's Crystal Aquarium. Today I wanted to do a short video just talking about sanitizing your fish stuff, I guess is a good word for it. Your equipment, your fish things, your items, your decorations, any stuff like that that you want to sanitize. So there's many ways you can do it, of course, just like anything. You can use bleach and stuff like that. I sometimes do that when I get new plants in. I sometimes sanitize new plants. However, that's not how I do it. I don't do bleach. Bleach can be dangerous. You have to really make sure you get it off there, leave it out to get all the chlorine evaporated off of it, so I just don't mess with doing that most of the time. And if I do talk about sanitizing plants that way, it'll be in a different video. So, cutting out the jibber jabber about all that, let's get to actually the way that I am going to tell you about that you can actually do this. So what you're looking at is some crusty tubs, of course, but more importantly, it's what the whole little process is here. So in this tub, you can kind of see it here. It is just a tub from the dollar store. I don't know how many gallons or whatever it holds, maybe like a gallon, I don't know. But I have the top on it. It's got a whole bunch of salt on it, of course, because that's what happens with salty water, is it gets salt on everything. But inside this tub, you can see that I have a bunch of stuff in there. I have nets, I have decorations, I have tons of just stuff. And to be honest, I get lazy. I leave it in there, and then I just put this, lid over the top to keep it from evaporating. And what it is it's just salt. Like, I wouldn't use table salt. You can get just like kosher salt or something like that. Something that's not iodized, and it only has salt as the ingredient in it. The sodium chloride is all that I would get. So that can be aquarium salt. It's cheaper, though, to actually get food, or like salts that you would use for foods. So what I use is ice cream salt, rock salt, things like that. Because a little bit of salt in your aquarium is not a bad thing. Of course, you don't want a ton of it in your aquarium if you're not trying to use it for a specific thing like healing illnesses or whatever. But it can be useful in your aquarium and have beneficial things sometimes, and just a little bit of it won't hurt. So that's where I don't worry so much about that. And I just leave that stuff in there. I will leave it for months, weeks, whatever, until I feel like getting it out of there. And then what I have on the side here is, there's nothing in this. There's no water in it, is what I'm trying to say there. Obviously there's stuff in it. Like, yeah, there's lots of stuff in there. But this is all the stuff that came out of that tote when it was wet, and then went into this. And then what I'll do when I'm ready to mess with that is that I will go take that whole little tote in the bathroom, rinse everything off under some just regular water, get as much of the salt off of it and out of it as I can, and rinse out that whole tote and everything. And then I will set it back somewhere so that it can dry out yet again. And then when it dries out with less salt on it and everything, then I'll just take it and put it back in my decorative boxes or equipment boxes or whatever that I have for my organization. So, like for example, down here is where I keep some of my equipment. So this is mostly like decorations in this one. And then in this one, in this one I have just like filter media stuff. So like sponges and whatnot, which I actually have a lot of that stuff. So that's pretty much just the gist of it. Obviously this isn't gonna work for bigger items, like if you have a big hose or something like a water change hose that you want to sanitize. That small of a tote is not going to work for it. You're going to need something bigger, like maybe a 5-gallon bucket, and then run the water through the hose, which may take a little while, but it is still doable. It should sanitize things. And pretty much what you do, which I didn't get to the point of this entire video. So what you do actually with this, you take the ice cream salt, and then what you do is you basically just take your regular water and you put salt in there until it cannot take any more salt. Once it stops dissolving and it's not dissolving anymore, that's the point that you've got it to the maximum potency of salt water that it's going to be, and that will kill off pretty much anything from what I've heard and read and researched about it. So that's a really good thing. Just be careful. Of course, don't accidentally drop your fish in it, because it can possibly, kill your fish pretty quickly. That is a very potent level of salt. So yeah, that is pretty much it for this video. Thanks again for tuning in, and give me a like and subscribe if you want. I would really appreciate it. And have a great rest of the day, guys. Bye.